Which brings us to our next guest, our pal, our friend, of course, the voice of the Dodgers, one of the voices of the Dodgers, Cy Young Award winner, All-Star, all this stuff, World Series champ, Orel Hershiser. How you feeling, Orel?
I'm doing real good. I'm in a car, and you know which kind, a Chevrolet, with Eddie Alizadeh, your friend also. D'Marco. D'Marco, I think this is the second time I've been on the show where your name has come first. Are they doing that alphabetically now?
I have no idea. I don't know. I'm just here to pitch. That's all I know. They give me the ball and I throw it. That's all I know.
We all do what we're told around here.
That's right. Yes,
Indeed.
sir.
Indeed. Let me start with this, Orel. Have you ever seen two guys dominate back-to-back playoff games the way that Blake Snell and Yamamoto did the last couple of nights?
No, it's fantastic to see what people are describing in headlines as old school baseball.
Right.
So I don't see it as old school baseball as much as I see two guys that are so efficient and so dominant that you're allowed within the culture, which is pretty much the 100-pitch culture now, that to get it done in 100 pitches and to have a guy go 8 and have a guy go 9 is a fantastic accomplishment because – you know, in my day, you're looking at, 115 to 135 is your complete game numbers that you're allowed to continue to pitch when you're effective and you've given up 2 or 3 runs, but you're going to win 5-3 and you get a CG. But in this culture, in this generation, you not only have to be dominant, you have to be efficient, and they both were super efficient.
I just wonder when you pitch like that, when you pitch like Blake Snell, when you pitch like when you pitch like you've done this before, what does that do to them? How does that feel for you when you go, the entire way and you turn the lights off? Yeah. How does that feel for you, and what do you think that feels for them?
Yeah, it is. It's more fun to do in the regular season. In the postseason, even though you're having fun and it's flowing out of your body and you're making your pitches and you feel great about what's going on and you have a good idea how to create it the next inning, even though you're sitting down for 5 to 7 minutes in between innings, it's more pressure because you feel like you are responsible for the team and for the win and for everybody's lifelong dream. So the reason you see so much emotion in the playoffs is because you're so close to the prize. When the regular season is a grind and it's 162 games, it's 30 to 35 starts for your starting pitchers. It's 55 to 90 appearances for the relievers. It's a daily grind. And so you don't see the emotions released of the disappointment or the elation because they know tomorrow there's another game and it's just as important as the other 161 games. But in the playoffs, the emotions are, yes, the intensity's there from the fans, from the television networks, the radios, the talk radio, all of it, right? But the emotions come out in the players because they're close to the prize, and it's a sprint. And it is so fun to do it, but as a starting pitcher, with this team now as the foundation is the starting pitching, you're glad you're pitching well, it's fun to pitch well, but there also is that pressure of, we are so close to the prize, and I can take them to the promised land.
Orel, this is obviously a champagne problem to be sure, but is there any sort of, is there any way to simulate your bullpen getting some work? Because, I've heard pitchers talk about this before, that when you're not pitching in games for long stretches of time, you lose some touch on some breaking balls and things like that, just those fine finishes on some pitches that the starting pitching has been so dominant that they haven't had to lean on the pen that ultimately when they do, could there be some rust, or I don't even know if rust is the right term, but some sort of layoff that lingers?
Yeah, there can be, but it's a topic because people need topics after somebody does something poorly.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And then when they do something well, they just move on and say, hey, you're great.
Sure.
We've seen hitters not go on rehab and come back and get 3 hits on the first night, and we've seen hitters that go down for 30 days and, play in a bunch of games, and that's how long Major League Baseball allows you coming off the IL to go down for, to rehab and get ready, and we've seen them come back and be in slumps. So I think it's a topic. I think it's something that people can draw on if you're the reliever that, didn't do well and you haven't pitched for about 10 days. Yeah, you have a little rust, you got a little dust, but, you got to go out there and do the job. You should understand your own body, and good outings and bad outings happen. And but I'm with you. I think it is a topic, but it's not something that I would want my teammates or my bullpen to rest their head on.
Sure.
Are you driving right now?
I am not driving because I can't concentrate and talk to you guys and drive.
I was just going to say, I thought you started to go faster.
I have an Uber driver. Eddie's my Uber driver, and he's hoping to get 5 stars.
I love it.
Does he have the mints? Does he have a fresh bottle of water for you? How does it work out?
I'm actually sitting. This is, you've heard of Driving Miss Daisy. This is Driving Mr. Bulldog.
Oh my God,
so
Driving the Bulldog.
Seat.
That's a sitcom.
Yeah.
All right, so we have fun on this show. We have fun talking about this. So I wonder if you can do this. Can you describe what Max Muncy is to the Dodgers? Travis brought this up. We couldn't figure out where to put him, where to slot him. Foxhole guy. What was the other one we had?
Just kind of like his legacy for this run of Dodger baseball, because it's the golden age of Dodger baseball. They're in the playoffs every year. They're going to contend for World Series regularly. And he's not the best player on the team. He's not the most famous player on the team, but he feels essential to what they do.
He's very important, but we don't know how to
categorize him.
Can you throw out a category?
In football, he's the left tackle or the defensive end that gets all the sacks in the big moment. That would be like the home run that puts the game away. He protects your quarterback and all your stars because he's in the middle of the lineup, turning the lineup over, and he's a great example of a professional at bat and can turn the lineup over with a walk as well as a hit. He can do the extra special thing that really helps your offense. He's taken himself as a below average fielder and turned himself into an average fielder, which keeps him in the lineup along with his eye when he's in a slump as far as the on base percentage. So he's very much a working class blue collar kind of guy.
Better. I like that.
It's the energy, it's the energy that you need in a team that wants to be serious and needs to be serious within all the glamour and glitz and stardom and salary levels and all the different things and sellout crowds. He's one of the workhorses that is more than a workhorse.
You need Max Muncy. I keep saying it. Do it for us all, Max.
Yeah,
do it for us all.
He's incredibly
yes,
important.
Sir.
Or what's going on?
Well, he's changed. He and Kiké really changed the culture of the Dodger organization within the playoff time, not in the daily grind. That would be more Mookie and Freddie and Kersh and those guys. But when it comes to Max, he was one of the guys at the forefront to speak on what the team needs to do when we have the layoff, what the team needs to do going through the wild card series. He's really been a leader on understanding the modus operandi of the team in a playoff situation.
Is Kiké kind of this team's version of Mickey Hatcher with your team in 1988, and not just kind of plays all over the place and just brings a certain type of energy to the team that's very specific to one guy?
Yeah, and Mickey doesn't make the impact without Kirk getting hurt, and the same thing with Kiké. He gets a lot of opportunities because of injuries, and Kiké has turned into an October hero. I think that the pressure and the excitement of October actually meets Kiké's normal personality. And I think he needs the pressure. He needs the prize to be close. He needs that kind of intensity. Kiké's the kind of guy like Mickey that you put him on the bomb squad, right? They're the guy that wants to go in, put the suit on, and disarm the bomb. They long for that kind of pressure.
No,
I'll locker.
I'll be the crossing guard. You guys can go dismantle the bombs. I'll stand there and help people across the street.
They're the point guys. When you go into battles, they're the guy on the point.
Orel Hershiser joined us here on D'Marco and Travis. Or what's coming up at Legends Attic next week? I know we're coming out there. What you're looking for?
Well, you know what's going on, but I get to repeat it on the air. Thank you so much. And it's October 22nd, which is going to be an off day. So Dodger fans, you're going to be available. And we're going to have an old Dodger on there at Legends Attic at 619 Foothill Boulevard in Claremont. We're going to have Yasiel Puig.
Let's go.
Yasiel Puig. And I just called a good old friend that you just actually brought up, and I know you didn't know this, but I just called Mickey Hatcher, and he's going to be a surprise guest. So that's not much of a surprise.
Awesome.
So Hatch is going to come out. And you guys are going to be there, and it's going to be our first nighttime event, 4 to 6.
So it's
going to be awesome.
I cannot wait to meet Puig. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I cannot wait to meet this guy. I've heard so much about him.
Puig's great.
Yeah, brush up on your Spanish.
Yeah.
Guys. Brush up on your Spanish.
We'll bring Jorge. We'll
Yeah.
Laura.
You got
Yeah, I
Laura.
was gonna say,
You got
yeah.
Laura right there.
You're
Laura's
gonna be
right there. There you go.
That's right.
We got it covered. We got it covered.
I haven't made the transition
There
yet.
you go.
That's,
Oh, no.
We
We've got it covered there. Yes.
We got it covered.
All right.
And Mickey will, I would imagine, have some stories to tell.
Oh, you got it.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
So wherever Yasiel falls short as far as English and length of an interview, you will have plenty
Mickey
from
will
Mickey,
fill in.
and you'll be trying to kick him off. The producer is going to be like, swirling her finger, like, tie it up. Come on, tie it up. We got to go to break.
Nope. Stretch. One more thing before you go. When you did throw a CG in a big moment in the playoffs, did you know getting out of bed this was going to be a great day? Or when did it click for you?
No. I've left the bullpen lost to come out for the first pitch of the game, and I've left the bullpen going, oh, my God, I'm going to throw a no-hitter, and I've had it come out opposite of both of those things. So I really, as you get older and you pitch for a while, I want to leave the bullpen, or I want to leave every inning when I go out to warm up with my 8 warm-up pitches. I just want to make sure I have my rhythm, because I know the energy and the competition can bring out all the stuff, but I want to have my rhythm of my body parts are moving in the right sequence and that I feel good and loose. Because as far as executing a pitch or throwing it at the best spin rate or the best velocity, I don't need to do that in practice. I should be confident enough that it's there. And so, no, you have no idea how you're going to do. Because, baseball, the first thing that happens, right, is I give away this information and I throw a ball. Well, the hitter can have a good day, too, even though I hit my spot.
Right.
So there's another alternative. Just like, a receiver's open, the quarterback's arm's feeling great, he throws it accurately, but the defensive back is right there.
Oh,
and all of a sudden he knocks it away.
You just validated my point. See, the hitter can get lucky once.
Yeah.
I can hit one.
Yeah.
See? If you throw 100 pitches at me, I can hit one.
Did you
he
not,
just said it.
Did you not see Yamamoto last night?
He just said it. I can guess right once. There you go.
It sounds like you guys had an argument, but I will tell you this, that you brought up the topic by leading off with, when you have a CG. The complete game was taught to me by Sandy Koufax, and he said, Orel, the way to throw complete games and the way to be out there for your team as long as possible is you get the people out that you're supposed to get out. The good hitters are supposed to get hits. And so that's why I mentioned to you about I'm the first one to give away the information, but there are some hitters that can still hit good pitches, and that's going to happen. So you have to get out the people you're supposed to get out, that you actually do have maybe more talent than when it's flowing out of your body, but you cannot give those guys free passes or give into the strike zone and all of a sudden they're getting hits, because the good hitters are coming around, and those guys are supposed to get their hits.
Orel,
makes sense.
So with that in mind, is it guys executing pitches against Shohei Ohtani, or is he just in one of those things that goes around every once in a while and he's just kind of in a fight, in a slump, whatever you want to call it, or are they just executing that well against him?
They're executing well, but if you look at a lineup and you're a manager or a pitching coach or a pitcher, you say, who is not going to beat me? Mm-hmm. And we have a lot of those guys, but our leadoff hitter is the guy that is automatically labeled that. Everybody who starts a game for the opposing team, it's all about Shohei. That's why we get lefties that are the openers or left-handed starters, as everyone, that's walking and has a heartbeat and can throw left-handed and plays for the other team is going to face him. So he has the toughest equation, and in the midst of the tough equation, they're executing pitches, and he's in a swing right now where the front side is flying open so much because he has been pounded in, and he's also had breaking balls away. Well, his approach and his pitch selection are probably not at his elite level, but he'll figure it out. And when he does, it might be the one that he might win the World Series MVP, not this MVP. But it's a tough situation once it starts to go south for a hitter and they figure out how to get you out. And remember, you're playing against the same team for possibly 5 to 7 games. Mm-hmm. So they see your weakness and they attack it in these short series, and they immediately attack his weakness the moment he comes up as the leadoff hitter.
Orel Hershiser will be at Legends Attic on October 22nd from 4 to 6, along with Yasiel Puig, Mickey Hatcher. D'Marco and I are going to be out there as well. Again, October 22nd, 4 to 6. Orel, looking forward to it, and thanks as always.
All right, you guys take care.
I need another episode of Driving the Bulldog, part 2.
Oh, my God. Do I have stories? I'll tell you stories on the 22nd about what's happening at my house. But I got bit by a brown recluse. I'll let you know that.
Did you
really? My
really?
wife has been sick for a couple of weeks. So yeah, I got stories for you.
You got bit by a brown recluse?
Oh,
Those
my
are
God.
like deadly.
Second time.
Oh my God,
dude, get an exterminator out to the Hershiser residence. What's going on?
No, I didn't say it was there. Did I say I got a story? I didn't say it was at my house.
Okay, all right.
I was at D'Marco's house.
No, you were not.
Right. Well, insect talk coming up on October 22nd, and I'm sure we'll talk a little Dodger baseball as well.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
Orel.
All right. See you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
A brown recluse. Those things are no joke.
Yeah.